Hello, hello, and welcome back to another moon ceremony. I'm Safrianna, Luna, the queer spirit guide, and as always, it's a delight to attune to the moon here with all of you, wherever you are, whenever you are. I am just so feeling the vibes of this big energy that we sit with tonight as we've just passed through our lunar eclipse in Virgo, closing out our first eclipse corridor of 2026. And it has been a lot. So I would love to hear how you're doing if you want to share in the chat. But as always, the reason I do these ceremonies the way that I do is so that no one has to out themselves as participating in spiritual practice. No one needs to show their face. No one needs to do anything that they are not comfortable with. So you are always welcome to privately message me any breakthroughs or moments of realization you have or reflections or anything like that. And you can easily reach me at guide@safrianna.com. But if you do want to share what's going on in your world, please feel free because this eclipse portal, as with most eclipse portals, has been pretty intense. We have been in this eclipse corridor, as I called it, since our solar eclipse. And that was welcoming in the year of the fire horse. So we literally had this huge swell of energy and possibility and just so much churning. And then we went into this long, not so long, but probably felt very long for a lot of us, gauntlet with this particular eclipse chapter. We just went into Mercury retrograde as well. And it's been bringing up a lot of collective shadows. So before I continue, just in case this is your first time joining me here, like I said, I'm Safrianna. I always do a collective energy update followed by some intention setting. So if you want to grab your notebook and pen, then we'll do a brief energy clearing followed by a guided visualization. And then I'll pull some cards for the collective. But on the topic of this energy update, it's just been a lot. And collectively, I mean, we're starting another war right now and doing heavens knows what. That is absolutely not what real people actually need. And so many of us are confronting these shadows of literally the systems we live within, while also navigating our own tender lives with all of these human complications that we face, all of the adulting that we have to do, and all of just the stuff that we go through by being alive in a capitalist patriarchal system. So this particular eclipse is really inviting us into a lot of big things. And chief amongst them, releasing old, outdated ways of being, doing, acting, showing up, and releasing old systems. So, on a personal level, many of us find ourselves letting go of things we may have thought we would never let go of, paths, relationships, financial goals, or projects. So many things that we're confronting the reality of is different than we may have originally daydreamed. And what this eclipse is inviting us into is to actually make the steps forward in what we really want before we might feel fully prepared to. It's very much about movement and moving towards collective good. And in that, in this Virgo energy, there is this invitation to use our resources really wisely and to be devoted to improving the world, our circumstances, etc. And doing that in many ways through practical service, serving the world the way that only we can, being in our gifts, shining our light, being the people we came here to be, standing up in the face of injustice. And the big practical thing with this eclipse is how we actually organize our lives, how we manage our energy. And the invitation is to really look at where we might be gripping on too tightly to methods or circumstances that no longer serve us. So before I continue, I'm going to pull a card from the Sacred Geometry Activations. And this is our message for this eclipse, the throat chakra. So the frequency of the throat chakra, the energy of expression in the world, of really expressing who we came here to be. And what does that actually look like? Many of us do not speak our truth because we are hanging to those outdated, moded ways of being in the world: codependency, shrinking, playing small, playing within the dominant systems as they exist. So, the message here is to support our sense of peace and balance through our self expression. And I feel like this has been coming up a lot in things I've been doing lately, just this idea that by standing more in our power and expressing what we need to express, we have this ripple effect out into the world. So, this Virgo eclipse really asked us something really particularly potent, and I don't remember where I read it, and I'm going to paraphrase it in my own words. But this eclipse is asking us a major question, and it's, what are we really willing to do? Are we really willing to embody the life that we claim we want to live? What are we willing to do in the name of the life that we claim to want to live? So many of us sit in our circumstances telling ourselves we can't have what we want for any number of reasons. And in reality, it's often our unwillingness to actually embody being that way of life and take the steps forward to make it happen. And this eclipse, as I said, one of the key themes coming through is movement, and specifically acting and taking movement even before things may be perfect. And I read something that said, activists out there is no waiting for the perfect time anymore. It's just time to act. There is no waiting for the circumstances to perfectly align for us to build the life we want to live. We need to begin to live it now and continue to take steps in that direction. So that's what's here. That's what's here in this eclipse energy. And I know it's big stuff. We're really being given a spotlight, shining on the question of, what life do you really want to create, and are you willing to do what it takes? How do you organize yourself? How do you manage your energy? Where are you gripping too tight to perfectionism, which is keeping you from moving forward? And with that information, move forward. You are empowered to move forward. So let's set some intentions here. I invite you to grab your notebook and pen and sit with this energy I've just shared. This energy of needing to make movement, even if it's not perfect, not waiting for the perfect time, releasing old ways of being, how you're managing your energy, your resources. What intentions do you have for yourself in the coming weeks? And maybe write yourself a statement such as, in the coming weeks, I will, I commit to, I choose to, or I lovingly let go of. And I am going to jot mine down as well. And it is a great time to lovingly let go of something at this full moon eclipse. And as you begin to set these intentions, you might notice some little mental blips come in where you feel like, oh, that's not possible, or I can't have that. Just notice and breathe around that. And we'll begin to clear that information. We'll begin to gently clear any stuck, sticky, or stagnant energy that might tell you you can't have what you want. So, just beginning to breathe here with your intentions, welcoming them in, and then gently letting them go. As you notice any energy that feels like it's holding you back, any story that says you can't have something you want. And so lovingly, we will let these go. Releasing, releasing, releasing. outdated ways of being, circumstances that no longer serve. Releasing, releasing, releasing. Disharmony, releasing tension, releasing chaos, releasing the impulse to sabotage the progress that wants to come next. The status quo has existed for long enough, and it's time to release, 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 softening around the new reality you want to create. Softening, softening, softening. Allowing this Virgo cleansing, purifying energy to really move through you, perhaps feeling the roots beneath you, feeling the network of consciousness below you, and gently releasing over to the earth, allowing her cleansing, purifying energy to move with and through you. And we'll take one nice last cleansing breath here, calling yourself home with the inhale and letting go of anything that is not you on the exhale. And we'll move towards our time of visualization and meditation here. Just some gentle reminders. There is no one right way to receive this. Eyes can be opened or closed. You might see, sense, know, taste, touch, etc. No one right way to receive intuitive information. So as you drop in, be with the utmost compassion for yourself during these trying human times. And also with the gratitude and joy of being able to be alive right here, right now, to have the opportunity to create something even better, to have the opportunity to join with loved ones, to collaborate, to create, to be in community. Gratitude for the complexity of our human lives. So as you return to the breath, finding your own sweet pace, I invite you to be with the fullness of your body here. This earth sign eclipse, this invitation to see how the earth body overlaps and informs the emotional body. The shadow of the earth passes over the moon, blooming a beautiful blood red moon. And it's almost a reminder to tune back into our bodies, to our ancestry, to the connection between the earth and the cosmos. Just breathing in this awe of this connection, as above, so below. And then releasing the physical body in relationship to this. Beginning to tune into the inner world, following the breath down into the heart space. Drifting like a falling petal to settle in the heart space. And we'll begin to open a portal in the heart through the power of unconditional love, calling on a recent loving memory, the loved one, an animal, or nature. And if nothing immediately comes to mind, perhaps imagine the most beautiful flower you've ever seen blooming in spring and feel the love of what is to come. From here, we open the portal of the heart out to a early spring scene. The grass is a little yellowed still. There's still some snow on the ground. The branches still mostly bare. But as you step through, you see little green shoots poking through the earth. The sign of more life to come, more beauty to come. And take some moments to be in the space, to see what's brimming beneath the surface. Right now, things don't appear in full bloom. They are not at their fruition. But as you look around, you know there's so much beauty to come. You can imagine the leaves returning to the trees and budding, the return of all the birds, the bunnies, the squirrels running through the land, flowers and crops blooming. Just because it's not here yet does not mean it's not coming. And as you look around, you notice a guide approaching, an angel, ancestor, guardian, or guide. Just notice who is here for you. And if no one arrives, then your horse avatar, your horse guide of the year of the horse, will return. Just greeting whoever is here for you as you look around this landscape. And your guide asks you, what does this landscape symbolize to you right now? What fertile soil is waiting for you to tend and plant some seeds? What area of your life is calling for your attention as you move forward from this moment in time, this cosmic intersection? What life do you really want to build? And what are you willing to do to make it happen? You and your guide begin to really take in more of the space. There is a collaboration happening here as your guide points out some ideas for how this landscape could be upgraded. And they have some cheeky ideas, perhaps, about what different things symbolize for you, what each item in this beautiful garden you'll co create relates to in your conscious waking life. What do you want to grow in your life? What do you want to consciously cultivate in your day to day? What do you want to reorganize or change around? And again, what are you willing to do to make it all happen? Allow this energetic process to unfold, witnessing you and your guide tending this garden. almost as if you can fast forward through time, seeing you moving through the season ahead, acting with confidence, moving what you need to move, planting what you need to plant, uprooting what you need to uproot, really taking charge of this space of your life. And see yourself at the end of this long season of life, harvesting, reaping those rewards for putting in that effort towards the life you wanted to create. And if you can, feel what that feels like in your body to be there, to surrender to the knowing that you've made it, that you've created and co-created something beautiful. Collecting that energy, returning to the idea of the life you want to create. See yourself taking that first step. And then energetically allow it to unfold, moving forward through time until you can see one of the next goals you want to land on having come to fruition. You living the life that you're envisioning, you embracing more of the goodness that you've longed for, you connected with yourself, feeling good, and doing what's good to have done. And allow that energy to be planted within you as you once more look around this inner landscape, having energetically bloomed into more. Remember, beloved, that growth is an ongoing process. There is no one and done. And this is just the chapter for the season ahead. As you land here in this present moment, as you've traversed to the other side of what may have felt like a gauntlet, you are in a space of new beginnings. So, how do you want to organize your life? And are you willing to claim the life that you say you want? There's no right or wrong, but if you're ready to move forward, claim this for yourself. Say, yes, yes, I am ready to move forward, to take the movements, to take the initiative, to design the life that I want to design. Feel this in your bones, this knowingness that you get to have what you would like to have. Yes, you need to cleanse out the old energy. Yes, you need to release what no longer serves you. But as you make space, as you create spaciousness within you, you create more fertile soil to plant new, to grow in a new way, to expand what's already there, to deepen your appreciation for what is. So be with this excitement of what can be, the gratitude of having the opportunity to try. And just tuning back into your guide and seeing if they have any final messages for you today, anything that you might not consciously recognize yet, any secret you need to hear, any piece of information from your soul that needs to arise in this moment. Allowing any messages from your guide or your soul to arise in this moment. And then, even if no message has made itself clear, just gently releasing any expectations, thanking your guide for being here, for communing with you, thanking the land for its beauty and for its symbolism, thanking the earth for her support, and thanking yourself for showing up to do the work. And then, in your own time and way, turning back to the portal of the heart, and stepping fully back through into the body, wiggling the fingers and toes. And if the eyes are not already open, gently blinking them open and taking some moments to look around your space. Oh, I don't know how much it was heard because I know my microphone is the most sensitive microphone in the world. But I loved that in our moment of listening for messages, Tuesday Baby Cat decided that was exactly when to yodel. Oh, we delight in them, our sweet animal companions. So feel free to jot down anything that came through for you during that, take any notes. And I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards for the collective. So this is in addition to our throat chakra activation. Oh, we're going to throw half the deck on the floor is what we're going to do. This is from the Moonology Messages Oracle. And I don't usually pull these out, but sometimes, especially on like eclipses or just, I don't know, I'm going to call it big full moon energy. This deck really leaps out to me. And the cards are jumping out too. Let's get one more here. So messages for all of us during this eclipse. We are now on the other side of the eclipse gauntlet. What do we need to know? What do we need to move forward with? Moon dance, celebration. This has been coming up big time. Celebrate what's really working for you, what you are so delighted has manifested in your life. Celebrate all the little things, the simple things. There's something coming up with the astrology. Couldn't tell you exactly what, but it's inviting us back into simplicity and also stability. And so I see that hand in hand with the celebration here. So celebrate what is working for you in your life at this time. Dance with the moon. And if you can, the full moon's been gorgeous. So maybe get out there and literally dance with the moon if you feel so called. The next message is the yang moon. It is to have strength right now. I'm going through some doozies of a time. It is not easy to be human right now, even though we have all the conveniences in the world. There are still things that feel absolutely out of our control and things that feel accelerated out of our control in many ways because of the rise of technology and the interconnection of everything. So we really need to remember what strength actually looks like. It looks like being anchored in who we are. It looks like being so strong in who we are that we don't need to demand or extract from others. It looks like being in tune with our shadows and not running from them. Strength is really about being able to be fully with ourselves and fully with the reality that we live in. So, however you can strengthen your, we don't need more resilience, but we need more resilience. I don't love it, but that's our reality. How you can strengthen your resilience, how you can make yourself more available to yourself, to meet yourself where you're at instead of chase perfection, beat yourself up, fall into those old patterns. This is really about the strength to be you, yourself, not the old stories and imprints of the past. And finally, out of bounds moon, boundaries. This is a time to look at how you organize your life, how you manage your energy, and boundaries are a big way that we do that. This is a reminder. Virgo, eclipse, earth energy, body sovereignty. Our boundaries are literally around us and our energy. They are not around other people. They are not things that other people are responsible for upholding, though there's the integrity of respecting, not violating people's consent, right? But we are responsible for upholding our boundaries and moving out of situations that no longer serve us. Huge energy with this eclipse. very much around letting go of things that don't serve anymore, moving out of circumstances that are harmful, letting go of perfection, and not chasing perfect circumstances to actually move towards what we want to do. And boundaries also are internal. So it's the boundary around, I am going to do something for myself. I am going to show up in this way. And then us actually respecting ourselves and standing in the integrity of what we've planned for ourselves. So boundaries are around ourselves, and we are responsible for enacting those within and without and protecting ourselves, moving away from what does not serve us. So those are the main messages of this eclipse. Again, some really like celebrate. There's all of this great stuff that is untapped potential right now. That things may look heavy. They do look heavy. They're really heavy, right? But we are being called to celebrate life, to continue to raise hope, and to have the energy to stand in justice and continue to build a better world, to have the strength to face our own inner shadows so that we can come outside and do the work that we're meant to do, to have the strength to be human instead of running away from being human, and to really tend to our boundaries. This is how we organize our life, how we manage our energy and our resources. And that is, again, hugely indicated with this particular lunation. So, very important, potent messages for all of us. May we actually listen. That is a big theme, with especially the question of, are you willing to actually do what it takes to live the life that you claim you want to live? Because the answer is sometimes we don't. We say we want it, and then we don't take action to build what we want. So this is your invitation. This is your permission to go forth and build the life that you actually want. So as we wrap up today, I just want to remind you, if you want to get email reminders about these ceremonies and never miss, you can either subscribe here on YouTube or go and sign up at safrianna.com/moon and get email reminders about each of these ceremonies with an inbox link right there for you, so you can click and come right over to join us. And if you have the means and desire to do so, I keep these ceremonies free so that, as I said, anybody can tune in anytime, anywhere, and not have to out themselves, but also because we need more free offerings that are of value. But if you have the means and desire to do so, you can donate at safrianna.com/donate. It's always appreciated. And finally, last but not least, I just want to give a shout out to my dear friend, Dr. Melissa Bird, and the amazing thing we have coming up, which is our seasonal Shenanigans series. We are officially in March. We are less than 3 weeks away from the spring equinox at this point. So if you are feeling like you would like to be in a ritual room with me, have some intuitive experiences, very similar to these, but in a room, and also with my dear friend Dr. Melissa Bird there offering her magic, you can check out our ceremonies at safrianna.com/seasonal. And that is our seasonal Shenanigans Wheel of the Year group program, where we get together every 6.5 weeks to celebrate one of the Wheel of the Year holidays, the next being spring equinox on Saturday, March 21st. And a replay is included. So feel free to check that out if it speaks to you. Otherwise, I'm just so glad to have you here with me, whether you're watching this on YouTube or you're watching it later over on Substack. I need to get better at saying it. So please like, comment, subscribe if that appeals to you, if you are willing to put that in to make sure that my work gets seen by more people, and that the algorithms, as much as we despise them, actually get me in the eyes of more people like you, because that's what I'm here to do, is actually support people like you. So I appreciate any way you can help me do that. And as always, I'm just so glad that you're here. So until next time, my friends, we will be back with another moon ceremony in 2 weeks for our new moon. And the journey continues. We continue forth in the midst of this retrograde. But for now, at least, the eclipse portal is over. So I'll see you back here next time. Bye for now.